Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily Tesla report for Thursday, June 27th, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. Start with the big picture. I've been mentioning this 212 area, 212 even to be exact, descending one-year channel top as our trend resistance, able to contain buying through the third quarter, possibly the balance of the year, if tested over the coming week, 2 or 3. We may see this area by the end of next week or sooner. I'll get to that in a moment. But just mentioning that it's worth noting that the one-year trend remains bearish, as defined by this channel structure. So a rally into the low 210s should be considered a sell opportunity, whether that means merely unloading a long position or perhaps reversing and going short as we move not only through July, but into later year. From there, we could fall into the low 100 region. The channel bottom to the channel top is presently in the 110s and dropping. We could rotate south to channel support within a matter of 2 to 3 to 5 months or so of testing 212 even. But if we were to close above 212 even, I've shown you here the structure that I would expect as this could be a 3 to 5 month target. Could certainly take longer, but we've seen those kinds of moves before in the scope of 3 to 5 months. This low from January to the July high was 6 months, and so it wouldn't be that much of a move. It would be less than that because, well, I don't want to get into that, but I think you can see that here spatially, that this is probably a 3 to 5 month move if we were to close above 212 even, if we were to close any week above 212 even. And once again, I'm throwing a 1% margin in there, which is important for longer term line studies, 214.12 or higher at the end of any week. Now, I'm not expecting that, tomorrow, basically Friday, end of the week. But we may see this by the end of next week. If we can close today, well, there's a couple things here, and they're both shown here. We have a horizontal channel structure that we did come very close to testing on Wednesday, 198.21, against this double bottom here that goes back to the May-June lows, against the preceding high from early May, I think this was, 198.21, is backed up by 200.11. You can see that to the right here in the support resistance. 200.11 is respectable in its own right, being a 3/8 upside Fibonacci from the July 23 high against the more recent April low of this year. This area can absorb buying for the week itself, possibly through next week. From here, we can fall back over the next 2 to 3 weeks, perhaps to 166.85. And I don't have a problem playing that. If you are so inclined to play the short side now in the upper 190s, a low 200 area, 198.21 to 200.11, you can hold out for 187.44. You could also hold out for 182.84, which is about the same thing. This is our next meaningful support area. A narrowing daily 187.44 is that high settlement price from about a week and a half ago. We pushed through that early on Wednesday, and it set off a pretty quick rally to the highs that we're now in the mid 190s. But in terms of a downward pivot point into next week, into later next week, I don't see that emerging unless we close below 182.84. So in terms of a 3 to 5 day aggressive downside swing trade, that would be a settlement below 182.84. But I also don't have a problem playing the short side now, 3 to 5 day swing traders, down to 182.84. And also know that the 2 to 3 week position trade, you can set a short here in the 198.21 to 200.11 region in anticipation of a possible bearish rotation back to 166.85 over the next couple of weeks. And certainly closing below 182.84, while certainly not expected today, would then indicate 166.85 in as little as 3 to 5 days, where a weekly low, possibly monthly low, can be made. And if we were over the next week or two to settle below 166.85, that is your aggressive downward pivot point into August, September trade. Within 2 to 3 months of closing below 166.85, I would expect this 113.60 longer term descending channel bottom. So, though, and I might as well say this now, 113.60 would be considered a realistic 2 to 3 to 5 month objective were we to test 212 even over the next 3 to 5 days. And yes, 212, and it's actually 211.16 on the daily chart, but we round up to the weekly chart at 212 even over here, as you can see. So 211.16 shown on this chart is on the weekly chart 212 even. But I'll take us back to this chart and show that if we were to close today above 200.11, we should, now honestly, this is, I want to sort of, frame this as a 3 to 5 day swing trade above 200.11. But the truth is, with present volatility that emerged on Wednesday, we could push or open above 200.11 today and reach 211.16 today. So it could be a day trade here. I wouldn't fall in love with getting aggressively short here. I would rather sell, weakness at this point in time, given what played out yesterday. But I don't want to throw you off the idea of selling 198.21 to 200.11 as a 3 to 5 day swing trade back into the low 180s and as a 1 to 2 week swing trade back into the mid 160s. That is still a very legitimate idea. But if we close today above 200.11, we should, within 1 to 3 days, see this 211.16 long-term resistance area. And once again, we could push through 200.11 today and realize 211.16 on an intraday basis. And that is certainly possible here. On the way up, we do have 205.68. This is a newly formed rising 2-week channel top. So if we push through 200.11 today, 205.68 may be it for the day. But if we close today, and I think just a mere settlement above 198.21, just closing above this extreme channel top, I think is signal enough for then anticipating a test within several days of 211.16. But if you want to hold out above 200.11 before either A, exiting a short position you may have established, or B, reversing and going long up to 211.16, that is your call entirely. But honestly, if we close above 198.21, even if we don't close above 200.11, I would be uncomfortable holding a short position overnight. I do see then 211.16 as in reach by tomorrow, that is Friday's close, where we could top out through July, through the third quarter, and fall away from here significantly in the months to follow. And inversely, as I've said already, a settlement tomorrow, Friday, at 214.12 or higher, that is to say a 1% beyond 212 even, does set off a 3 to 5 month buy signal into the mid 320s, where we could top out through the rest of the year and perhaps even through the first quarter of next by that point in time. Is there anything else to say? I will just remind you, you've got good support, day support at 187.44, above which the 198.21 to 211 area, I was going to say a 3 to 5 day target. We've already reached it. So this is really, with present volatility, kind of your two-sided day trade. And once again, if we push or open above 200.11, 211.16 is likely today. Significant buy signal with a settlement above. But until then, this is your short sale zone as we move through the third quarter. Downside, breaking or opening below 187.44, you should anticipate 182.84, which can also contain session weakness and is our downward pivot point into next week. Closing below 182.84, 3 to 5 day swing traders go short, stay short to 166.85, where profits can be taken. You could also go long here if you're given the opportunity as we move into later July, and if settled below, would be a significant sell signal as we move through the rest of the third quarter. I think that pretty much outlines it. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We put out another stock pick on Tuesday. You should check it out. I forget exactly what it was. I don't know why. I always draw a blank when it comes to mentioning these stock picks. We do enough of them. You'd think I would remember, but I'm going to leave it at that. We have a 5-day free trial. I'll be back tomorrow with Friday's Tesla report, and you have a great day.